Okay, here it's about not the PR speech, as we said.
Yes.
Open up. Listen, voice over IP, as its name indicates, is first a technology, clearly. On this technology, you have now tools, instruments, companies that were brilliant. Skype, how many people know where Skype was created? This company, what's the origin of Skype?
Sweden.
Estonia.
No.
We have a winner here. Estonia, bravo. And you see, and you have to know that around this, in Estonia, a whole ecosystem of entrepreneurs, etc., was created. Like what happened when BlackBerry in Canada, like what happened when in Seattle. I mean, you always have these companies that are creating a whole ecosystem and bubbling ideas. And
they're disruptive.
I'm coming to the, I'm not avoiding your question.
No,
Now, if you bring a market where the deregulation, which is the market of the UAE, it has a roadmap by the authorities. It's a progressive roadmap. You bring a disruptive phenomena from an economical point of view, because what people look Skype, they consider Skype as I'm making free calls, or almost free calls. We need to move to this. We will be moving to this when, and I can tell you, voice revenues are going to shrink.
Absolutely.
Are going to shrink. We are seeing this. They're becoming less and less expensive. More and more people are using. Fine, but it needs to be the right timing.
Okay.
I understand this is an elephant in the room. I see people, I see officials sometimes, officials, asking me, why is the story of Skype? I said, you know, this is the...
Okay.
Again, so.
I mean, in your third quarter earnings, year-on-year profit was 57.1% increase, which is a handsome number. Now, are you charging us too much? You obviously are, because this is not a healthy profit. This is you need the water.
I need the water. I need the water.
I'll take some too.
Again, it's about, no. If you look at the total UAE market, the growth in revenues is not, it just happened that, and these are public numbers, that we are, thank God this has been really a good year, and we are catching a big part of the value. That's not why we are here to debate. But you're absolutely right in something. The consideration, UAE is one of the most advanced markets in terms of broadband in the region.
Yes.
Probably it will be the first country in the world to be full fiber, preparing for the future with speeds. Somebody has to pay for this, these investments. We need to rationalize these investments for sure, but somebody has to pay for this, and you need to take it progressively.
So if you can
look at the prices, all of you, really, look at the prices, whether it's since 2006, since 2007, when we started until now, and tell me how is the evolution.
But on the other side, the prices in Europe and the United States has collapsed even further. Even in the DIFC and in this region, I was reading an article a year ago, the pricing of telecoms here is about between 5 to 10% more expensive than the City of London in terms of broadband and so on.
Yes.
Is that justifiable?
The market is not as mature, absolutely. 5, 10, it could be 20%. The market is not as mature. We will continue offering more value. Prices will go down. That will have, there is a gliding path.
Okay.
There is a gliding path. Otherwise, you take the risk to disturb the entire ecosystem.
Okay. I've just lost.
No, I'm very open on that. And if people want to I'm really very open. This is the exercise today. I'm not on normal zoological territory that we are in. You know, the press conferences, the question. Yes. So I'm...
Now, let's move to your current role and your current job, which is at Du Telecom as CEO of Du. I'll just go a little flashback into the point you made earlier. You came into a country which had 100% plus mobile penetration, 70, 80% fixed line penetration. You had a big gorilla of a monopolist in Etisalat.
Yeah.
You had a government entity saying to you that, clean sheet of paper, you have to start. You had no incumbent operator there to lean on.
Absolutely.
What possessed you to take this job? It's just very interesting for an architect who would do the risk management part to take this job.
Yeah.
It's what I would call in rugby and in American football as a hospital pass. And you've made it into a success. I mean,
I was thinking in the late days of Mobinil, okay, what is the next phase? What is the next phase? And I had some ideas about this, mobility will have a different dimension. I was talking about this. When I came here, two things, and I came in 2002, late 2002. And my wife just gave birth to Salim, who's now 10. And I told her, listen, come with me. I was asked to come for a conference and give a keynote speech. I came. She reminded me actually this. When we were in the car going to the airport, I was looking after 2 days, and I told her, I could live and enjoy this country. That's one. It's as well the momentum, the energy that I felt made me feel it's about maybe time to try. This is one. The second thing, when I did on a clear piece of paper, I said there are 3 unique characteristics. One, there was never in the world the second operator launched with more than 100% penetration. Never happened. Yeah. In Egypt, when we launched, Mobinil and Vodafone launched months after the others. So this was the second thing. Never, or probably, certainly in this region, but probably in the world, a startup started on all fronts of fixed, mobile, internet, broadcasting, etc. Today, it's not any more meaningful because of the more conversion. At the time, so that's the second thing. The third thing, there was not any operator, startup in the Middle East who launched without the backup of an existing operator. Mobile in Saudi was done with Etisalat. Mobinil and Vodafone were done with the Orange Group, Vodafone Group. Jazzy in Algeria with the Orascom Group, Nauras in Oman with QTEL, etc., you name them. There is not one who launched without the backup. And I said there is a way of transforming each of these challenges into a plus, an advantage.
Right.
And here is the belief in people. Here is the belief in people. I said, okay, I don't have an incumbent operator, which means I'll be bringing all these people from all places, but I don't have a culture that will come with the operator. This is what happened. Yeah. In Egypt, we were suffering because there was too much of the France Telecom culture that you need, and that's not adaptable necessarily. I am sure that people who did the mobile story, this was it. So I said, we will start free. The challenge, I call it the Real Madrid syndrome. It's not because you have all the best players, Real Madrid, and I'm not a football expert, so please don't corner me. My son is the greatest football expert. He will, beat any challenge. They had Zidane, Fuego, etc., Ronaldo. Doesn't mean that they were winning every match. No. This is where I said that will be a great thing, this orchestrating thing. And I really felt that this would be, and honestly, the early days, it was such an excitement in making things happen. Still, people remember, there is always a spirit in a startup. The biggest risk today for us is to become an incumbent.
Right.
If I don't keep this flame, I will not be doing my job, because that, I think, what is the most important thing. And then, on that, I said, the challenge of having expectation, because everybody was asking me, there is Etisalat, what's the recipe? Is this a new technology? Technology is not a differentiator. Yeah. Pricing will be, but you have to be clever in doing this, because pricing is not a sustainable differentiator. I'm fighting against, a very respectable and large company, they can go in this game. So we came, and these are embedded in our brand value, the surprising part.
Yes.
First time where people saw a campaign first time that they saw the brand existing, they saw it with an animation movie, Frige, related to the UAE. People said, is this a telecom company? Then they saw a campaign with water saying, this is the way we see communication.
May I interrupt you there, because I think you've come into that. Let me share we were going to talk about, just one second, building a mega brand, and you've already started that. And the idea was to really share with the audience, how do you build a mega brand in 5 years? I mean, Facebook is a mega brand, Emirates has become a mega brand. How did Du actually achieve that? And we'd like to see it from your eyes and your narrative, how we did that. So if you see that, the first was launching as water. What has telecoms got to do